Hello and welcome to the Optegra Championship for the final game of weekend one. It's going to be a great match here today. We have Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest, a clash of two teams that were fighting at the relegation battle of last season. But who will come out on top today? It's Jack Humphreys commentating alongside Dean Williams. And Dean, it's great to have you co-commentating. I know we've previously done cars and things. It's great to be back, the dream team.
Jack, yeah, exactly that. We graduated together, didn't we? So I'm looking forward to this. The last time I commentated on Nottingham Forest was just whatever it was, an hour or 2 hours ago, whenever it was, and I was a very good omen. They managed to win the game 8-1. It's quite extraordinary.
That's good. And we've got a new sponsor of the National League, Optegra. It's fantastic for them to show them support. It's fantastic to have somebody like Optegra to come in and help and support the league.
They've been, just thanks, Jack. Just a few words on that. They've been absolutely superb. They first engaged with us. I've known the guys there for quite some time, but they first engaged with us at the end of season awards, funny enough, and a couple of their representatives came along and were blown away by what we were doing and the accolades on the evening and the way that was put on. And it was therefore very easy conversation to go into with the guys, and for them to show their support by coming in as title partner and sponsor of the National League, absolutely amazing. So we're eternally grateful for them. Let's watch some football.
So we've kicked off. It's a centre spin from Oscar Spink. It's a usual one. Play will try and push forward and push the opposition back a little bit. And now Cooper. Back to Spink to the middle. Forward to O'Brien. Couldn't quite get there. And now O'Brien on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, for a goal kick, he just couldn't get round the ball enough.
Lucas, of course, O'Brien, just Vezzer O'Brien, I think it is, isn't it? He came up to us and said that, will you say something nice about me on commentary? My message to Lucas is do something good and we'll say something nice.
A goal kick from Forest. Cooper couldn't get there. It's a 2-on-1. Steve Crump, the referee, showing early on that he doesn't take no nonsense. It's a 2-on-1 towards Nottingham Forest.
He's put a shift in, Mr. Crump.
He absolutely
really has. Love his enthusiasm.
And now it's in the Manchester City penalty area. Priestley and Spink just battling at the edge of the area. Can one of them find that flick out to move play forward? Priestley, if he can get the flick out to Cooper on this near side, Cooper is ready to. He's trying to go back to the middle for Ben Rogers. Nottingham Forest looking quite dangerous here. Ben Rogers, Priestley. Unfortunately, just put a bit too much on that Priestley. Couldn't quite get the ball to Cooper. And now Manchester City have a sideline ball in their own half.
The game I was referencing where Nottingham Forest won, unfortunately for Bournemouth, beat them 8-1. The game I was commentating on earlier. I think I'm right in saying that Priestley got 7 goals, which is extraordinary.
That's unbelievable. And now Manchester City just pushing forward. Kareem Ali in the red strike force. Manchester United colours, I believe. And he's just, can he find the opening here? All the team just backing off while Kareem just battles with Ben Rogers. And they're not in the Forest goalie. Can he get through? Can he find the opening? Unfortunately, he cannot. And now Ben Rogers pushing forward. Very animated Ross Smith on the sideline for Manchester City.
We've seen that a lot this weekend.
And Kareem Ali just trying to push forward. And Priestley, Nottingham Forest trying to play a open style of passing football here. And Manchester City mirroring that now. Oh, that's a great pass from Ben Rogers. And it's a shot at goal. Now Jay Pixton pushing forward. another Manchester United fan. I think there's a theme here, dude.
Well, I'm glad you're talking about this and not me, because that might not go down too well. But the red chair you mentioned, that may be pure coincidence, maybe not. You might even know some of these guys. They are.
So now a Nottingham Forest 2-on-1. Ben Rodgers plays it wide to Cooper. Back into Rodgers. And unfortunately, doesn't quite come off for Rodgers there. He's got another chance. And again, he couldn't make the correct contact. Lucas Veza pushing forward now for Manchester City. Can he find that pass across? He's going to choose the battle. Now the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper pushing forward. He's caught him off, and there's a referee's playing advantage there. 2-on-1 between Karim Ali and Lucas Veza. O'Brien, but Ben Rodgers are pushing forward. Ben Rodgers pushing forward for Forest. And it is a Nottingham Forest sideline ball. Very fast-paced game. Manchester City just trying to battle. And Cooper beats back out Jay Pixton with the pick-off back to Lucas. Jay just trying to pass the ball out. Unfortunately, Cooper couldn't keep the ball in play.
Opportunity, Jack, for either of these sides to get maximum points to go away in head of the next championship game week 2, which is, I believe, is November, isn't it? So very important for maybe both. One of them will certainly want to take the spoils here and have clear momentum going to that weekend.
And Cooper, unfortunately, just can't quite get the contact. Ben Rodgers. Karim Ali trying to battle. And it's a Manchester City sideline ball. Oscar Spink. Trying to get the ball forward. It's a good ball forward from Lucas O'Brien.
He's been quite dynamic, hasn't he, so far in the half?
Yeah, definitely. He's been able to push up, but also try and defend from the Nottingham Forest attacks. And it's gone out for a sideline ball. Ben Rodgers just mishit that to Finlay Cooper. I think there's something wrong with Lucas's shoelaces. Unlike the running counterpart, your shoelaces don't play as much of a role.
We had, is it Chris King, one of the Bournemouth players? Yeah, Chris. I thought Chris has certainly scored a couple of goals this weekend, which he was very pleased with. One of those goals, his shoe promptly came flying off. We weren't sure if that was a celebration or just by complete accident.
He was putting the defence off, I think. Maybe. So now Lucas Veza O'Brien to take this. With trying to find the gap. It nearly went through. And now Lucas Veza O'Brien just battling the edge of the box with Ben Rodgers. Unfortunately for Lucas, Ben Rodgers has beaten him. And now Manchester City switched it back now. Can he find the pick-off pass? Can he find the flick back to Oscar Spink in the middle? And I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding there. The ball was still in.
Spinning around, wasn't it? I don't actually think it did go off.
No, it didn't. I think they were just a little bit confused then. But it's now Ben Rodgers again. Fortunately, just not close enough to Finlay Cooper there.
Should ask you, Jack, you've been playing this weekend, so how have you found it? First weekend back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a new surface here at Nottingham Trent University. I think they've got a new surface down with new markings, so trying to get used to that can be a bit difficult. And obviously, a different surface, you've got to adapt your playing style. But also, for us, we've got a new team, Leeds Dynamos.
Yeah.
A couple of new players in, Jack McNaughton and Hayden Lambert. And those two additions strengthen our squad quite a bit. We did struggle for PF1 classified players last year. So, and now Kareem Ali couldn't get a good contact on it, unfortunately. Ben Rogers has just picked the ball off to Priestley, who's unfortunately come off Kareem Ali for a Nottingham Forest. It's on the ball. If we're just having a word with Ben Rogers there. Again, just a little bit contact. A shot at Jay Pixton. A pass wide to Finley Cooper. And unfortunate from Riley Priestley on that far side. Just couldn't get the contact on it with his front bumper.
Those are the ones that are going in for him against Bournemouth earlier.
Yeah, Manchester City set up quite defensively, so I feel it's going to take a bit more to break them down.
Ooh, close to being a super pass, that.
Absolutely. Potentially, if Lucas was travelling in reverse, he may have got a better contact on that.
We talked about that an awful lot, Jack, over the weekend. Again, the quality of players manoeuvring their chairs in reverse to open it up, give themselves the best possible shooting angle, power that goes with it. That's been a theme, I think, of this weekend a bit.
It's been a theme in our team talks as well, team.
Has it really?
And it's a shot from Priestley from the halfway line, just wide of the Manchester City goal.
The elite players, they make that look effortless, don't they? Reversing and getting that body positioning and shape of the chair right to make that optimum contact. It's incredible, really, to watch.
Absolutely. And I always, I'm a PF2 myself, and I've got a good head movement, but for those players that struggle with head movement, I applaud their efforts in reversing.
Yeah.
And now Lucas Vez-O'Brien just battling up the pitch. These two wingers, Kareem Ali and Lucas Vez, are just battling. And Oscar Spink has come into the game a little bit. A miscommunication there. And that's a great front bumper from Oscar Spink. And that is still in. Oscar Spink just battling away in the middle of the park with the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper. And Oscar Spink, now it's his turn to push forward. Can he find that flick back to Lucas Veza? Unfortunately, Ben Rogers just charging forward at Jay Pixton, the Manchester City goalkeeper. Manchester City now returning that charge with Jay Pixton. It is end-to-end stuff, this, Dean.
Yeah, that's a lovely passage of play, that.
And now Jay Pixton, it's his turn now to push forward. Lucas Vez-O'Brien on the far side, Kareem Ali in the middle. Unfortunately, it's gone out for a Nottingham Forest sideline ball. And personally, as a player, I'm throwing a bit of player knowledge. Personally, as a player, those sideline balls in your own half there, they can be so difficult to get out from. But Forest have done well here. It's a good pass intercepted by Oscar.
He did well there, didn't he?
Ben Rogers trying to find the angle. And Lucas Vez-O'Brien. Lucas just charging forward. And now he's beaten Ben Rogers here. Can he keep going? One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Can he try and find an out ball? And here we go. Riley Priestley has gone back to Ben Rogers. Lucas Vez-O'Brien is just streaming around the court, and that's a great shot from Lucas. Unfortunately, for him, the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper's there, and Kareem Ali battling, and Steve Crump points for a goal kick.
It's a very even first half so far.
Absolutely. Two very different styles of play as well, Dean. One team opting to look for the passing, one team trying just to beat in a one-on-one scenario, beat the opposing player in a one-on-one scenario. There we go. Nottingham Forest just spreading themselves out a bit. It's a great ball to Lucas Bezer-O'Brien, and unfortunately it just hits, bobbles off the back of his chair. No, really Priestley trying to find the pass back, but Lucas Bezer-O'Brien has passed forward to his teammate Kareem Ali. He's battling here. Lucas Bezer-O'Brien. It really is these two just trying to battle. And they've won a sideline ball on that far side. Can you find the gap? No. Lucas Bezer-O'Brien battling with Riley Priestley. Priestley trying to look for Cooper. Ben Rogers. And it's Rogers again to Cooper. Riley Priestley just trying to advance up the pitch here, Nottingham Forest. There we go. Trying to just get past Oscar Sphinx here, the Nottingham Forest. And here they go, they may have a gap. Riley Priestley on that far side there. Can he get the flick back? Which he does. Ben Rogers. Priestley. Unfortunately saved by Jay Pixton.
Good move that.
Absolutely. Jay Pixton pushing forward here. Jay Pixton just trying to find the out ball. Unfortunately, they've got to get back here, Manchester City. Kareem Ali just slowing Riley Priestley down.
A couple of rampaging runs by Pixton.
Absolutely. And now we have a Nottingham Forest sideline ball. And Riley Priestley passing to his middleman. Forwards. I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot. I believe it was potentially a pass to Riley Priestley, but unfortunately couldn't get there.
Stalemate, locked.
Absolutely.
Trying to think who looks more likely. Actually, it's some of the. There's been an awful lot of pressing being done by Man City, particularly from Lucas, having a lot of energy up there. But I think the clearest chances, not that they've been crystal clear, have been there from Forest, haven't they?
I think absolutely. You know, Nottingham Forest. It's going to be hard to beat them in the one-on-one challenge. As Veza takes that ball into the edge of the box there. But I think that if I had to put money on it, I'd say it was Nottingham Forest, just from the sheer danger that how dangerous they look in attacks, from the way they can get the passes going.
Yeah.
As we near the half-time whistle. Now Oscar Spinkt is taking this one. Got Kareem Ali waiting to receive this ball on the edge of the box. So not enough power there, which allows Riley Priestley to push forward. And now Manchester City have a sideline ball in their own half.
another goal on the other court, Jack.
Yes.
Looks like West Bromwich Albion, Dudley.
It is currently 1-0 to Hull and East Yorkshire. West Bromwich Albion, Dudley, 0.
Was that a West Brom goal?
Oh, apologies. I think the graphic is wrong. It is a Dudley goal. I have a feeling our score might be wrong on that goal. I'm not sure if it's more or less. And now just under a minute remaining at the Lee Westwood Sports Centre in Nottingham. Now Kareem Ali just trying to pass forward. Manchester City opening it up a little bit. Riley Priestley charging forward. Oscar Spink on the edge of the area, just stopping Riley Priestley from battling through. Can Riley Priestley get the ball back to Ben Rogers in the centre? Finlay Cooper waiting patiently on the back post. He can, and unfortunately, it's a 2-on-1. Priestley and Rogers just a little bit too close. It's been stalemate of the first half. The scoreline doesn't do this much justice so far. It's been end-to-end stuff. And Steve Crump blows the whistle for half-time. Dean, your assessment of that half?
It's very even, isn't it? I just think they've been shaded, as we just talked about, Jack, by Forest. I think they've had the clearer opportunities, looked a little bit more likely to score, I think, and break the deadlock. They'll be so keen after that big result they had earlier today to continue that momentum into this. Man City, loads of energy. We've seen this an awful lot. I've watched them quite a lot this weekend. From a coaching perspective, there's lots of encouragement. They look like a very young side as well. So I think they're playing with their patterns and their shape, and hopefully that gets them some reward at some stage as well. But this is very tight to call, I have to say, very, very tight. So we'll see you again in a few minutes for the restart.
Hello and welcome back to the Lee Westwood Sports Centre here in Nottingham. We are here for the second half of the Nottingham Forest versus Manchester City in the Optegra Championship. It's been a 0-0 first half, but could things spice up in the second half? I'm Jack Humphreys, joined by Dean Williams on the commentary.
How you doing, Jack? You right?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good stuff. So let's hope for a final 10 minutes. Sorry, 20 minutes of game week 1. So this is let's hope for a really decent enthralling second half.
Forest with the kick-off. Ben Rogers just kicking the ball down the field. Well, it's not really field, it's a court.
Oh, that's a debate, isn't it? Court, pitch, field. There's a new one. It's definitely not a field, Jack.
So at half-time, hopefully the Manchester City team may be switching things up slightly. Well, they've brought 2 substitutes on. Number 7, James Simpson for Lucas Veza O'Brien, and number 29, Stephen Miller-Whittaker for Kareem Ali. Could that provide difference to the attack? And James Simpson is trying to push forward. Unfortunately, it's a Nottingham Forest sideline ball. Ben Rogers to take. Steve Crump just pulling it back. I think James was just James Simpson was just a little bit too close to. You've got to be 5 meters away from a sideline or a set piece ball. And it's gone out. We're waiting for confirmation here. I believe it's a Nottingham Forest sideline ball. Riley Priestley to take. Ben Rogers just on the edge of the area, and Finlay Cooper waiting patiently at the back post. Ben Rogers, he's got a little flick on to Finlay Cooper at the back post, I think, and if you can just get that, I think they might score here, Nottingham Forest. Corner ball now. And maybe it is a sideline ball, my apologies. Riley Priestley, Ben Rogers collecting that ricochet shot, battling against Simpson in the middle. Ben Rogers just going straight for Jay Pixton, trying to get past him, but Jay Pixton sees that as an invitation to drive forward now. Just a little bit too close there. Stephen Miller-Whittaker and Jay Pixton not communicating there.
I do like that style of Forest when Pixton comes through. I mean, it adds a dynamic, doesn't it, to the attack? And
Riley Priestley here. Apologies, Dean. Just had to interrupt there. Riley Priestley
no worries.
On the back post. Fortunately, couldn't get it past the Manchester City defence.
So I was caught in the action there as well. I was saying Pixton from a Man City perspective, I think that's an interesting dynamic for them to reflect on. When he comes forward, does that add to them from an attacking perspective? Might be something for them to really think about going into the next game week.
And Manchester City, that was a great ball forward by Oscar Svink. Just gone wide for a goal kick. And there's a bit of discussion between the officials. My apologies. It is a corner ball for Manchester City. It touched, I think, the back of Bosanquic's chair. It's a good ball forward from Oscar Fink to cause the corner ball. Can this be the ticket that unlocks Manchester City's momentum into this game? Steve Miller-Whittaker with an unfortunately pass straight to the Nottingham Forest defenders. I feel like these substitutes have maybe changed the dynamic for Manchester City. It seems to be a little bit more open for them.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Spink's got to turn around there and push forwards to Miller Whittaker. And Simpson is going to drive it forward maybe here. Try and beat Riley Priestley. Riley Priestley with the flick out to Ben Rogers for the... It's just come off. Manchester City player for a Forest sideline ball. Oscar Spink to Miller Whittaker. Miller Whittaker just pushing forward. And Rogers just taking it off him. Going straight towards the Manchester City penalty area. He's very topsy-turvy this game. Caught in a battle here. Ben Rogers, Oscar Spink. It's gone out for a Manchester City.
It's very, very much you ever go, I'll ever go.
Absolutely.
Very much like that.
Manchester City sideline ball. Simpson waiting, and it's gone right into Ben Rogers. Here we go. Oscar Spink, Ben Rogers, the two centre players just battling. Now it's off to Riley Priestley. Trying to take it to those corners and maybe get that flick back to the middle. And that's what they're looking for, Forest, maybe. Just take it right down to that corner flag and then flick it back into that centre for Ben Rogers to redistribute that ball.
Not sure if either team will be happy with a point. At this point, 15 minutes to go, just under 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, they've got to... Manchester City, ideally, could do with a point to get out of 11th place.
But I would have thought that both sides would be looking to gain the maximum points from this.
Yeah,
it's an opportunity,
100%.
isn't it? Based on the closeness of this game, you know, there's nothing in the game at all, really.
100%. Let's say, I think a 2-on-1. Jay Pixton opting to go for the pass out rather than the drive. Ben Rogers. Back to Jay Pixton. And now Forest, this is where they come alive. Starting the passing formation. Now Finlay Cooper trying to battle against Pixton, but Pixton just pushing forward. Cooper on the far side wins the sideline ball for Forest here. Can they find the gap here? Priestley on that back post.
Tight.
It is very much so. Jay Pixton and Oscar Spink just really solid at the back. There's a bit of contact there. It's Manchester City free kick. Just a bit of excessive contact there. So now Oscar Spink. And it is now a Manchester City sideline ball deep in their own half. And Ben Rogers has the ball in the middle of the park. Just another bit of communication between the Manchester City wingers. And Riley Priestley. Priestley, unfortunately, just cannot find that gap.
He's looked the most likely, hasn't he? If they're going to get their noses in front on this one, it's going to be something from Priestley. It looks very much like that. He must be so high on confidence after those 7 goals.
100%. It actually makes him one of the top goal scorers as well. Priestley just battling. Jay Pixton so strong there to not let him past. It's a goal kick. Now a couple of substitutions here. Gary Meakin is coming on for Bradley Priestley.
I think I've jinxed that. What do I know? That's why I'm not a coach, Jack.
Goal kick here, Jay Pixton. Oh, bit of contact there. Steve Crump, referee, just pulling it back.
Under 10 minutes, Jack.
Yeah, final 10 minutes. Can one of these teams claim all 3 points, or is it going to be the points going to be shared, one apiece? Ben Rogers finding that pass to Gary Meakin. There's a fantastic ball out. Now Ben Rogers to take. And Ben Rogers again. James Simpson just trying to intercept, push the Manchester City team forward. Oscar Spinkt trying to find Simpson or Lucas Vezzer-O'Brien. Gary Meakin just trying to, and he's got the flick back to Ben Rogers. And referee Steve Crump pulling it back. And Nottingham Forest. Indirect free kick. Ben Rogers.
Good interception from Lucas Vezzer there.
Absolutely.
Right.
I almost feel like if this Forest side utilised Finlay Cooper in that far side, if he can maybe get on the end of a pass, that will must certainly open the score account for them.
It's not made its way across, is it? A mixture of perhaps a bit of a challenge with accuracy, but also some good interceptions we just alluded to with Lucas intercepting that. So it's I think a mixture of those two things really.
Absolutely. I think there's a issue with Luca Vezzer-O'Brien's chair. I'm not too sure what. I think they've managed to resolve the issue. The referee's going to resume the game.
There's quite an audience of spectators again around the arena.
Absolutely. I think it's these final games that, unfortunately, Nottingham Forest couldn't make much of that attack. Apologies. There's a lot of spectators around. It's the last game. People might want to catch the end of game week 1 of the Optegra Championship. It's a Nottingham Forest sideline ball. And quite deep in their own half here. Gary Meakin to take. It's gone down that side to Finlay Cooper. He just steps back just to let the trying to call for a turn on there, Manchester City. James Simpson just trying to drive through the Nottingham Forest defence. Excuse me. And it's back to the middle. Lucas Vezzer-O'Brien. Not quite hard enough contact on it. And referee Steve Crump. 2-on-1 on the edge of the box. Here.
The other game looks like it's locked at 2-2 as well, so stalemate there.
It is, we can show that to the viewers now. It's 2-all, Hull versus WBA Dudley. And now here, can they score? Gary Meakin.
Chance.
It's just saved by Manchester City's defence. Oscar Spinkt and Jay Pixton at the back. Solid as ever. And Gary Meakin. Can he find the gap? And it's a goal kick. Just unlucky that they couldn't find the opening. Now, there's a substitute here. I'm not sure who's coming off.
Lucas gone off?
Yeah, Lucas has gone for Kareem Ali. And now Kareem Ali, can he have a shot? Oh, unfortunately, just couldn't get the contact on the ball. There's a theme, quite deep set sideline balls in their own half. Unfortunately, Gary Meakin just not quick. I think his chair was quick enough to get on the end of that. I'm not sure what's going on here. So there's another quite deep sideline ball. Played down the line. Gary Meakin just battling with Simpson there. And Oscar Sprint, Gary Meakin battling. Good communication there. A lot of this sport, players will use both not verbal and non-verbal communication. That was good hand action from Oscar Sprint there.
Yeah.
So goal kick. Back to the communication. It was, you could just see that was perfect from him. Some players will opt to shout, maybe other players will opt to use hand gestures, or even players will even move their head, some sort of signal that their team knows. That's all we always talk about. Communication will be both ways. Now Oscar Spink, flick onto Simpson, and Simpson got to try and couldn't find Ali, but he's battling now.
The story of the game, I think, Matt. Lots of interceptions and good defensive play and blocks. I think that's pretty much been what we've seen, Jack, hasn't it, through the course of the game so far? Less than 3 minutes to go.
I think absolutely. Defences have been on top in this game.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's just that final touch that each team's missing. It's that final little tap-in or something. Just the contact that some of them just can't quite get it. And I think it only takes one chance for the contact to be perfect.
Hardest thing to do, Jack. Put the ball in the back of the goal. But yeah, defence is clearly in this game been on top. So still enough time for one team to factor a decisive chance, I think.
Nearly was then with Kareem Ali. Unfortunately, Bosanquet, the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper, just blocking the shot up. Well, can they find something? Nottingham Forest. And now James Simpson is going to try and drive forward. He's passed to Kareem Ali. Driving forward now, Kareem Ali. Just trying to get between Gary Meakin and Bosanquet for Nottingham Forest. And it's a corner ball.
It's good work. Just again, going back, just underscoring the point we just made about Simpson's interception there. Anticipation interception. Defensively, sound. Both teams on this one.
Absolutely. Manchester City just trying something a little bit unorthodox here. I think they're going for the back post. And James Simpson, unfortunately, come off a Forest player.
Another block.
Absolutely. Blocks and interceptions. Simpson again. Manchester City coming alive in the final dying embers of this game. It's a Nottingham Forest sideline ball. Can Nottingham Forest get that final thing, final attack? It's a Manchester City sideline ball now. Miss hit from Ben Rogers just means that they're now on the defensive again. Almost the last attack of the game, this. And Gary Meakin pushes forward. It's a great interception. And it's just wide, just a little bit too fast. And it's for a goal kick here. 10 seconds of normal time to play. Maybe a couple of additional, maybe about an additional minute for stoppages and such. Steve Crump may add on, centre referee for this game. Ben Rogers trying to pass forward. Ben Rogers with a shot, and it's blocked by Oscar Spink, who's now driving forward. Can they do something now? Manchester City, final attack of the game. Kareem Ali. No, it's a little bit of contact there on Oscar Spink. Gary Meakin just a little bit too rough.
This is it. This is it.
This is the...
Surely Steve Crump will blow after this last opportunity.
Absolutely.
It's a decent chance.
It's just a bit of something off someone's chair. I think it's a Manchester City player's chair. Can they convert? And they've scored! Simpson!
My goodness
with
me.
A fantastic...
There is euphoria. That's added time. That's added time. That was clearly going to be the last chance. I can't believe there's much more in this game at all. We're just in the hands of Steve Crump. But wow, what a reaction around the arena. So late in the day on game week 1 as well.
Absolutely outstanding.
Well, well, well. Now, we talked about that momentum going into the next game week. That's huge for Man City. There we go.
And it's full time here at the Lee Westwood Sports Centre. Manchester City 1. Nottingham Forest PFC 0. What an end to the game. It was end to end all game. Manchester City in the final dying embers of the game. Additional time. They've scored to secure the 3 points. What a game.
Incredible. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? So defence is well and truly on top, and then you have the final few injury time, or added time, I should say, and then at the end of that you get something as spectacular as that. The arena erupts. They go into, as I've talked about, with clear momentum going into the next game week as well. For Forest, it's a blunt one after the euphoria of their 8-1 victory a little bit earlier on today, but that's what football's about, isn't it? You take that both ways, and Man City will be absolutely ecstatic with that. Tremendous.
Absolutely, Dean. What a fantastic game. Yeah, if I'm going to be honest, Nottingham Forest looked a little bit more dangerous. They had maybe a little bit more passing, open style of football. But Manchester City, in the end, I think maybe switched it up, tried to open their game up a little bit. And that caused, as a team, to score that final goal. It was a great pass from the set piece. And Simpson just taps it into the corner. One of the things we always say in power chair football is aim for the corners. Usually, if you go for the middle, you might always save.
Corners are tricky, aren't they? They are tricky to defend against. I completely agree with that. I just wanted to kind of end with saying what a fantastic spectacle game week 1 has been for the Optegra 24-25 Championship. Loved every minute of it as well. Some cracking football been played. From a point of view of the actual competitive nature of the league, this is set to be very competitive this year, which is just marvellous. I can't wait for the next game week to happen as well. Jack, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Absolutely. So we're going to look at the league table now. Let's see where that puts Manchester City now after this game. It pushes them up into 9th place, pushes Nottingham Forest down to 10th. Manchester City sit on a solid 4 points with 1 win, 1 draw and 2 losses. Nottingham Forest 1 win and 4 losses and 3 points. And the goal difference between the two teams, Nottingham Forest actually have the better goal difference. but Manchester City, oh, apologies. Yeah, Nottingham Forest have the better goal difference on -3, and Manchester City have -7 goal difference. We all know goal difference can play a massive part in this league.
Could at the end, couldn't it? It could at the end. I just want to say thanks to everyone that's the players, efforts, carers, families, anyone that makes this kind of possible for such a spectacular start to the season in the Championship. And actually, Jack, to all of my colleagues in terms of supporting and putting on the event. We've been joined by new people today, introduced to sport for the first time. Oliver Aitken, I'll mention him as a photographer. He's done sterling work just in very hot conditions, going around taking numerous shots, but everyone's done a really, really super job. So looking forward to the next time. Thank you, Jack.
Absolutely. And you can catch more game week action in November. I believe it's November the 18th.
Not sure on the dates,
Not
but
sure
it's
on the
November.
dates, but it is November for game week 2 of the Championship. Next up in the calendar, though, is the Optegra Premiership.
Wow.
October.
That'll be fun.
That'll be a fantastic event. We hope you can join us for that one. And I've been Jack Humphreys, joined alongside by Dean Williams. Thank you very much.
Thank you.